Again, I welcome back you in the class second year English course, and we are in the last video which we had discussed about the lesson number 2 of Flamingo book Lost Spring, and in that part we had discussed about the stories of rag pickers under the title "Sometime I Finds a Rupee Note in the Garbage." I hope you all have enjoyed the video and have understood it. So continuing with the same chapter, now I am going to discuss the second part of the story which writer Anees Jung has described about the stories of bangle makers who belong to Firozabad. Firozabad is a city which is very famous for bangle making. You all have heard about it. And you know that if you visit Firozabad, you will find that every other house, every other person looking to be involved in the glass industry, and it looks like that Firozabad is a place where the bangles of all the women of this earth is being produced. So it is a little description about the Firozabad from where this story has been taken by the writer Anees Jung. So first part was, at one hand the first part was describing about the story of rag pickers. Here we are going to start the stories of those bangle making families which are involving in the business of bangle making or bangle making industry. They have spent their generations from one generation to another, but still their conditions are very pathetic, very poor, and they are living in a extreme poverty where they are not able to provide their family members enough to eat. So here we are going to start when the writer went and she visited the streets of Firozabad. She encountered with a boy whose name is Mukesh. Mukesh, belonging to a bangle making family, with whom the writer Anees Jung encountered first. And this title is starting, this description starts with a title, "I want to drive a car, I want to be a motor mechanic." So we had ended the first part where Sahib-e-Alam was no longer his own master. I had told you in the last video that Sahib-e-Alam was no longer his own master. In the first part, it means that ultimately Sahib-e-Alam had lost his freedom also as he started to work in a tea stall. But here, when the writer encounters with a boy whose name is Mukesh, he says that I want to drive a car, and it creates a feeling of happiness in the mind of Anees Jung, because by seeing the enthusiastic feeling of a boy who lives in such a disappointing situation, it was amazing. So this is the story of those bangle makers family of Firozabad who have spent their generations, and there Anees Jung met with her boy Mukesh. Mukesh claims, and Mukesh said it with a confidence, looking straight into the eyes of the writer, that shows that he was very much confident what he says, or what he says he means it. He says that I want to be a motor mechanic, and he was talking looking straight into the eyes. You know that, my dear children, that my dear students, when you talk with someone by looking straight into eyes, it means that you are very much confident what you say or you mean it. So he says that I want to drive a car, I want to be a master of my own, I want to become a motor mechanic. After listening all this, the writer feels that the dream of Mukesh is looking like a mirage. You might have introduced about the word mirage. It means a kind of illusion which takes place in the area of desert, where you feel a kind of illusion that there is water. That is called what? Mirage. It means the things which is not looking to be real. It means the dream which is not going to be fulfilled. Why the writer feels like that? Because seeing the background of the Mukesh family, it was not looking like that he would be able to realize his dream. But Mukesh was saying it with so much confidence, and he was insisted that he would be the master of his own. Though he also belongs to of course, one of the bangle making family of Firozabad, where it is a very common scene to find the families are working since a long time from one generation to another, and of course they are working around the hot furnaces. They used to welding the glasses, making the bangles, and they used to do this work in such a hostile condition. It means the workplace is not pleasant. They used to work in a dingy cells. It means they used to work in a very small huts where the huge furnaces are burning and creating too much heat. Of course, it was so much temperature was there, and they used to work in such a place where it is not good for their health. And sometimes what happens, if not all the time, sometimes it happens that most of the children used to lose their eyesight before they become adults, and they started to work in an age which is generally prohibited by the law. So when the writer visited there, she finds what? She finds that nearly more than 20,000 children used to work in the Bengal making industries, and they are totally unaware about the laws which are really made by our constitution, that a child who is below the age of 18 is not allowed to be worked. But here that rules and that laws are having no importance, as it looks like that they are not aware about it. So the writer feels that if the law is enforced, these 20,000 children would be certainly come out from these dingy cells where they spend their whole day, whole time, and most of the time they lose their eyes. So it is very common to say that most of the children used to lost their eyesight, and as I have told you that 20,000 children nearly used to work in these Bengal industries. And you are aware about it that child labor is a illegal thing, is an illegal thing, but of course their families are very helpless and they are not able to make themselves survive. So that is why the children which are grown up, they are also becoming the part of their job, a part of their work. So Mukesh's family was one of them. So writer was having a meeting with Mukesh, and then both decided to go to the Mukesh house. Mukesh was very much happy to accompany with the writer to his house. Why? Because his house was newly rebuilt. It was rebuilt again. So he was looking to be very happy when he was accompanied with the writer. He was taking the writer to his house or his home to make it visit, to make it visit. What I mean to say exactly, मुकेश writer को लेकर के अपने घर की तरफ जाता है. So when he goes, what he finds exactly, what they find exactly, that when they walked through that way, they found that the whole road was filled with the heap of garbages, and the lanes were stinking. The drainage system was failure. There was no drainage system. It was all choked with the garbage. So it was all looking to be creating a time that it takes the writer in the ancient time when the humans and animals coexisted with each other in the primeval state or the ancient time. We have heard about that in the ancient time, the humans and animals, they all used to live in the forest all together. So it reminds the similar type of feeling to the writer. It means, at the other hand, it also creates a feeling in the mind of writer that how these people used to live in such a contaminated atmosphere where nothing, no facility was provided, and everything was choked with garbage. So they were passing through that way, and when Mukesh, most of the houses which were found on the way, they were looking like hovels. It means they were in, most of the houses were in shape of huts. The mud houses were there. Most of the houses where the doors were very much ubli means that very old, very poor doors, which is not looking to be strength enough to stop anything. And of course there were no windows at all. So these type of house structure were found on the way while writer was going with the Mukesh to visit her house. But Mukesh was looking to be very happy, and when they reached to the when finally Mukesh reached at his house, he just banged on one of the ubli doors, and soon they got entered in the house, and they found that house was looking to be half thatched. Half thatched, it was half built. It means the roof was half built, and they got entered. And when writer also got entered, she finds that a little young girl was looking to be making the evening meal for the whole family members. And that young girl was looking to be very young in her age, but she had started to take all the responsibility like a daughter-in-law of the family. So that lady was the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. So she was cooking evening meal for the family. There was a stove which was on, and on that stove a kind of vegetable was, a kind of pot was kept. It means something was being cooked in that. Some more chopped vegetables were kept in a plate onto the ground. So as soon as writer entered, that lady who was cooking the meal, the Mukesh's elder brother's wife, she just stood up, and though her eyes were filled with the tears because it was too much smoke there, but still having a smile on her face, and she just welcomed to the visitor. That weak and young woman who was the Mukesh elder brother's wife, she was already in charge of 3 men. Listen it very carefully, that when I talk about that she was, or the writer is mentioning here that she was in charge of 3 men. So whose are those 3 men? One is of course her husband, other is Mukesh, and of course above them all what? Their father. So she was already in charge of 3 men. It indicates the two things. What it indicates? One is that she was living in a society where she has to pass her life under male dominating society. So it also describes that in such families there is no due respect is given to the girls or the women, and they are just like a puppet, and they have to they have to do the work whatever instructed by the male partners of their house. Second thing is that she was looking to be very young. It means she started to work as a bahu or as a daughter-in-law in a very early age of her life. It shows that there was a kind of social evil also involved in such a locality, that the people were not caring about the required age. So it is also a reason. So the things which is looking to be described by the writer Anish Jung here, that she was not looking to be very much happy, but of course it is a tradition and custom of them. So Mukesh's father is a poor bangle maker, and despite of his hard labor, first as a tailor, he had started his career as a tailor first, and later on he turned as a bangle maker. So despite of hard labor he did in his life, he was not able to renovate his house completely. So he used to stay in a thatched house. It means a house which was made of thatch, of dead grass and dead straw. So not only he was not able to renovate his house completely, but even that he was not able to send his 2 sons to the school. He could not able to send them to the school. What he was able to teach them only what he knows, and what he knows only the art of making bangles. So even though he did hard work in his life, but he could not send his 2 sons to the school, and he was only able to teach them the art of making bangles. So next the writer was meeting with each and everyone in the family. Later the writer meets with the Mukesh's grandmother, who was sitting there also, and she has found that her own husband has lost his eyesight due to the polishing the bangles. But even though she believes that they have to work in bangle making industry, and she says in a very monotonous way that it is their destiny, by she quotes a line that, "Can a God-given lineage ever be broken?" This line is mentioned by as a statement of the Mukesh's grandmother in the book. When you go in the line, you find it, and it is very important also. So what she implies exactly, she feels that it is their destiny to work in the as a bangle maker. Why? Because she feels that it is a God will. You know that some illiterate, when the people are illiterate, when the people are living in such an atmosphere, a kind of slum atmosphere, they feel that it is their destiny, and that destiny cannot be changed, because they feel, because they are born in a bangle making family, the child see nothing except the bangles all around to himself. So he could not think anything else except making bangles in his life. So she feels, even though she had seen that her own husband has lost the eyesight and they are not able to fulfill their basic needs, and they were really passing their life in a very miserable condition, but still she feels that a child has to work as a bangle maker, and she feels that it is their destiny. So she implies that being born in a family, a child finds the colorful bangles in every other house, in every other yard, and thus they also start to make their career as a bangle maker, or they start to job as a bangle maker. Later on, it is another thing that these child who are grown up, the children who are grown up, they started to be the part of their family in working, welding the glasses and work in around the furnaces. तो भट्टियों के पास काम करना कम उम्र में, and they used to weld all the glasses in a very poor light in their huts, because there was a flickering oil lamp only. And you understand that oil lamp is having a flickering light, and it is not good for the eyes, because it makes fluctuate, or it makes up and down. So that what happens, the child started to work in their very early age of life, and when legally they become in an age when they are expected to go for work, So when they reach in that age, what happens? They lose their eyesight. So they just become helpless and they have to work only as a bangle maker or continued with the work and help to their parents. And his family used to work, and various other family related to that area. They used to work in the dark hutments, and they soldering the glasses, they making the bangles, cutting the circles. So this all process they did in the dark hutments where there was not sufficient light. They used to work in the flickering oil lamp, and it looks like their eyes are looking to be more adjusted to work in that dark than the light. So what happens exactly? It impacts badly to them, and when really they become in an age of 18 or they become adults, before that most of the children lost their eyesight, and it is a very painful part of their career or their lifestyle. There is no lifestyle, what I mean to say. So next the writer visited another house, and she went at the house of a girl whose name is Sabita. And there she finds that Sabita, a young girl sitting with just beside of an elderly woman. She was just soldering the piece of glass, and her hands were moving so much mechanically, just like the tongs of a machine. So it looks like that her hands are working as a tongs of machine. It means she was looking to be very much skilled in that soldering of the glass. You know that soldering of the glass is the most minute part of bangle making, and it is shown by her ability that she was doing it since a long time. So what does it mean? It means that she was soldering the piece of glass, her hands were moving mechanically, and the writer was just admiring her skill and thinking that this young girl who was very small in age, whether she is knowing about the holiness of the bangle, whether she is aware about the sanctity of these bangles, that how much these bangles are important for the Indian women, as it is a symbol of their suhag, or it is treated as a most auspicious thing in their marriages. So maybe that Sabita, that girl, was not looking to know about it, that what is the importance of these bangles, but she was doing it with great skill. Further, writer feels that suddenly Sabita will become aware about it when a day will announce that you are going to be a bride. Her hand will be dyed with the henna, and her head will be draped or covered with the red veil. It means when she used to wear the red sari and having the henna and colored in the hand, when she will become a bride, it means when the marriage of Sabita will take place, then only she would be able to have understand the importance of these red bangles which were looking to be in her wrists. So she was making it. Just beside her, an elderly woman who was looking to be her grandmother, she was also seated there. She had also seen that how her husband has lost her eyesight by polishing the bangles, because the dust of bangles are getting into the eyes and it was creating too much problem into their eyes. But even though she just made an announcement that though we have done hard work throughout our life, but still she just made a statement here which is very very important, that एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. सो सबिता की ग्रैंड मदर ने जब ये कहा कि एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया, तो लिटरली व्हाट शी मीन्स, she implies that in spite of their hard work doing in their entire lifetime, they have never get a full stomach meal in their entire lifetime. So they have passed their whole life in a very hard work, but in their entire lifetime they have never got a full stomach meal. So what I mean to say exactly, it describes that how much painful condition of these bangle making families were there. And stories of like Mukesh and Sabita, both stories are describing that they were living in such a miserable condition where their basic needs are even not fulfilled. Even they feel difficult to fulfill their 2 times bread requirement, what I mean to say. So Sabita's grandfather grandfather was there, and even though he did so much hard work in his life, but still also he was not able to send his son to the school and not providing any other facilities. What he was able to make only, he was able to rebuild a house, which looking to be also a very great achievement, because so many people were there who were never able to make a house for themselves to live in. But here we see that Sabita's grandfather was able to even build a house where the family of Sabita used to stay. So one can think that he had done something remarkable. So by admiring all these family, or by watching this all these family, the writer feels that it was looking like to be that Firozabad is a place where little has moved with the passage of time. So little has moved with the passage of time means कि ऐसा लगता था कि जैसे फिरोजाबाद की गलियों में या फिरोजाबाद सिटी में ना समय के साथ साथ चीज़ें बदली नहीं, वहाँ पे लोग आज भी उसी युग में जी रहे थे जैसा आज से 50 साल 60 साल 100 साल पहले के लोग जी रहे थे। उनकी लाइफ स्टाइल वैसी ही थी, लाइफ स्टाइल तो कोई थी ही नहीं, वो बस किसी तरह से जीवन अपना जी रहे थे। तो राइटर ने देखा कि द फैमिलीज वर इन्वॉल्विंग इन द बैंगल मेकिंग फ्रॉम जनरेशंस, बट इवन दे डोंट हैव इनफ टू ईट. So what is the mean of this hard work when they are not able to get the enough to eat? So perhaps they were not knowing that how it is creating a painful story, how it is creating a painful situation in their life, and of course none of them were there to think about something different, because it looks like that very hard work which they used to do since a long time, that hard work has killed all their initiative and thinking ability and ability to dream. What does it mean? That because of the hard work, they have the totally, it has made their all ability of thinking and dare to dream. So it looks like that they were just living their life, they were just passing their life in a very helpless situation. So even they had not enough money to carry on with their business. I am not talking about that they don't have enough money to having their 2 times meal, but even they have sort of money to carry on their business of bangle making, for which they were working hard. So what is the benefit of the working as a bangle maker? It was not looking to be understandable that why the people were not thinking about it. So the reason behind it was that the young men were also looking to be as disappointed as their elder ones, because the elders were trapped. The young men were also having the same crying on same laments. So what does it mean? It means that there was no difference, either someone is elder or someone is young in the age, because their condition was very, very disappointing. So they cannot think anything new, and they have to be work as a bangle maker. It looks like they were fallen into the vicious circle. It is very important part which I am indicating here. Sorry, vicious circle. Circle means, you know that, my dear children, there is no end. So it looks like that all these bangle makers were trapped in a circle which was created viciously. Viciously means it is a kind of circle which is filled with problems, difficulties, miseries in their lives, and they were not able to come out. They are trapped from generations, they are trapped from their father and forefathers. What it means? So because they were trapped in this vicious circle, so they were not able to come out from that circle, and they have to work as a bangle maker only. So middlemen who have trapped them, middlemen are those like policemen, the keeper of laws, the bureaucrats, these all powerful people of the society who are responsible to uplift these type of people who are not having the basic needs, fulfill the basic needs of their life. But what is happening, that these powerful people have created a vicious circle, and that is why they are not able to come out. There was no leader among them. When the writer asked them that why you all are not going to organize yourself, why you are not going to make a cooperative, they replied that they cannot be organized. Why? Because if they think about to organize themselves, what would happen? Those powerful people will send the police will come, they beat them, they howl them, drag them, and ultimately send into the jail by blaming or by making them to blame that they have done something illegal. So there was no leader among them who can motivate them to think something differently. It all looks that they all were looking in such a dismal and disappointing situation where there is nothing which can make them inspire. So they were not able to see the things differently. There was no leader who can motivate them. So they always talk about what? They always talk about poverty. They always talk about apathy. Apathy means that they are totally indifferent, udasin ho jana. And they were talking about greed and the injustice. It was so the spiral of all these, they were all surrounded with it. So their life was just moving around poverty, apathy, greed and injustice. It means they all were totally disappointed, totally hopeless, and they were not having any power or any encouragement by which they can try to see the things differently. All the Bengal making families about which we have just read about, they all were looking to be almost living in a similar situation. So after visiting the two families like Mukesh and Sabita, the writer finds what? The writer finds the two distinct worlds at the same time. Two distinct worlds. Distinct means different. Totally अलग अलग. तो इन फैमिलीज को मिलने के बाद राइटर ने दो अलग अलग वर्ल्ड अनुभव किए. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, इस पे बहुत प्रश्न पूछे जाते हैं. व्हाट टू डिस्टिंक्ट वर्ड्स द राइटर हैज फेल्ट बाय विजिटिंग द स्ट्रीट्स ऑफ फिरोजाबाद. So what the two distinct words was? One is which was caught in a poverty and burdened with stigma of caste. Which was caught in poverty and burdened with stigma of caste. This was the first word which the writer has noticed when she met with the Mukesh family. Because there, if you remember that Mukesh's grandmother was saying that being born in a bangle making family, a child see nothing except bangles, and the child has to do the same as their parents used to do. So they were doing it because they just believe that it is their destiny and because they are born in such a caste. The other, like family of Savitas, these families were trapped in the vicious circles from where it was almost impossible for a child to come out. And that vicious circle was created by whom? The money lenders, policemen, keeper of laws, politicians, and of course the middlemen. So these all people all together had created a vicious circle around the families like Sabita, and from where they together they all have imposed or they all have put a burden on a child's back which a child never can put down. So it was almost impossible for any child to come out from that vicious circle because they have to carry it from one generation to another. So two distinct worlds. One was which was overburdened with the stigma of caste, and another was which was circled with the vicious circle or which was surrounded with the vicious circle from where it is impossible for a child to come out. So they live in such a poor and painful situation. Of course, my dear children, you know that it is very, very important, dear students, that to think something different means a thing of dare. Daring is the part of daring is not the part of their growing up. Why? Because they were not able to, they never learned that what is there in their upbringing from their parents. So daring is not the part of their upbringing up, and to think something different always a matter of daring. Because these bangle making families are doing the same business from generation to generation. If Mukesh wants to do something different, as he wants to drive a car or as he wants to become a motor mechanic, it means what? Mukesh has dared to dream. What dared to dream? He has dared to dream to do something different from his family members. So the writer was finding there was no person like that, like Mukesh, and she was very much cheered when she found that even in such situation, this boy Mukesh was daring to think something different. It was quite cheering and quite satisfactory thing for the writer, because by seeing the family background of Mukesh, it was not looking to be that he would be able to fulfill his dream. So the writer again met with him, and she just tried to make it sure that with how much the Mukesh was convinced about his dream. She just asked that how you will learn to drive a car, because garage is far away from here. Mukesh was saying it confident that he will walk. He has feet and he will walk. It is no matter how long it is. Then she asked that, do you also dream to fly to aeroplane? This question made Mukesh a little embarrassed, because Mukesh was knowing his limit. He knows that the aeroplane was not in his limit. So though he looking to a little embarrassed, but he was not looking to be regret, because he was well satisfied to think about. He was quite satisfied to dream about to become as a motor mechanic. So ultimately, this story get to an end where Mukesh made a comment that no, he was quite satisfied by making himself or seeing himself as a motor mechanic or as a driver. He wants to drive a car, and he was very much satisfied and he was very much confident. And this is the end of the second part of the story. I hope that you will go through the video and listen the lines, and then you go through with your main books, NCERT Flamingo book, and see all the questions. Any problem is always awaited from our side, and you can put your comments in after seeing the video, and you send your questions also, which can be sorted out before the next video. Thank you very much.